ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪੋ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ। ਚੱਕਰ ਚਿਹਨ ਅਰ ਬਰਨ ਜਾਤ ਅਰ ਪਾਤ ਨਹਿੰ ਜੇਹ ਰੂਪ ਰੰਗ ਅਰ ਰੇਖ ਭੇਖ ਕਉ ਕਹਿ ਨ ਸਕਤ ਕੇਹ। ਅਚਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਨਪੋ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਅਮਿਤੋਜ ਕਹਿਜੈ ਕੋਟ ਇੰਦਰ ਇੰਦਰਾਨ ਸਾਹਿ ਸਹਾਨ ਗਨਚੈ। ਤ੍ਰੇ ਭਵਮ ਹੀ ਪਸੁਨਰ ਅਸੁਰ ਨੇਤ ਨੇਤ ਬੰਤਰਿਨ ਕਹਿਤ ਤਵੈ ਸਰਬ ਨਾਮ ਕਥੈ ਕਵਨ ਕਰਮ ਨਾਮ ਬਰਨਤ ਸਮਤ। ਹਮ ਅਵਗੁਣ ਪਰੇ ਏਕ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਾੜ ਬਿਖੈ ਬਿਖ ਖਾਹੀ। ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਭਰਮ ਪੈ ਭੂਲੇ ਸੁਤ ਦਾਰਾ ਸਿਉ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਲਗਾਈ। ਇਕ ਉਤਮ ਪੰਥ ਸੁਨਿਓ ਗੁਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਤੇਹ ਮਿਲੰਤ ਜਮ ਤਰਾਸ ਮਿਟਾਈ। ਇਕ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਪਾਟ ਕੀ ਰਤ ਕੀ ਗੁਰ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਰਾਖੋ ਸਰਨਾ। ਕਹਾਂ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਜੀ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਰਾਗ ਸੋਰਠ ਬਾਣੀ ਭਗਤ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਕੀ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। जब हम होते तब तू नाही अब तू ही मैं नाही। अनिल अगम जैसे लहर में ओ दद जल केवल जल माही। जब हम होते तब तू नाही अब तू ही मैं नाही। अनिल अगम जैसी लहर में ओ दद जल केवल जल माही।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਜਿਨ ਕੇ ਭਾਗ ਵੱਡੇ ਹੈ ਭਾਈ ਤਿਨ ਸਾਧੂ ਸੰਗ ਮੁਖ ਜੁਰੇ। ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਅਪਾਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੋਈ। ਆਪ ਸਤਸੰਗਤ ਜਨੋ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹਮਾਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਤਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਘੜੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਈਆਂ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਦੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਮੁਖਵਾਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਹਨ। ਭਗਤ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ। ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਗੁੱਝੇ ਭੇਦ ਭਗਤ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸੇ ਹਨ ਇਸ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜੋ ਭੇਦ, ਜੋ ਗਿਆਨ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਸਾਲ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਸੀਨਾ ਬਸੀਨਾ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਗੁੱਝਾ ਭੇਦ ਇੱਥੇ ਭਗਤ ਜੀ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਦਾਸ ਤੁਛ ਮਾਤਰ ਦਾ ਗਿਆਨ ਹਾਸਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਤਾ ਹੈ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਤੁਛ ਮਾਤਰ ਦਾ ਗਿਆਨ ਹੈ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ, ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਮੇਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੱਥ ਰੱਖੋ, ਇਹ ਵਿਆਖਿਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ। ਆਓ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਮ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੀਏ ਤੇ ਕਥਾ ਆਰੰਭ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ। ਫਿਰ ਆਖਣਾ ਜੀ, ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਜੀ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਰਾਗ ਸੋਰਠ ਬਾਣੀ ਭਗਤ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਕੀ।
ਰਾਗ ਸੋਰਠ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਗਤ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੱਜ ਮੁਖ ਵਾਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ।
ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ।
ਇੱਕ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਜੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਧੁਨੀ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਇਹ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਜੋ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਗੋਚਰ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜੋ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਗਿਆਨ ਹਾਸਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ।
जब हम होते तब तू नाही, अब तू ही मैं नाही।
ਸੰਪਰਦਾਇ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦਾ ਉਥਾਨਕਾ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਨ। ਸੋ within different shabds of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, there's uthanakas or the origin of the shabad given. Within the Sampradaya lineage, these origins have been coming down sina to basina as an oral tradition coming down. ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਖੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲਿਖਤੀ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲ ਸਕੇ। This ਸਾਖੀ pertaining to this shabad is when Bhagat Ravidaas Jee got darshan of Paramatma. When Paramatma, Vaheguru Ji gave them darshan. When darshan of Paramatma happened, Bhagat Ravidaas Jee fell to the feet of Paramatma. उन्होंने चरण ਨੂੰ ਪਰਸੇ but Vaheguru Ji, Paramatma Ji moved their feet backwards and they tested Bhagat Ravidaas Ji and they gave a test and they said, Tu Chamara, you are very low caste, you can't touch my feet. You know? Bhagat Ravidaas Ji worshipped Vaheguru Ji in the form of Ramchandra Ji. So Ramchandra Ji, from being from a very high kul, that analogy is being used. Paramatma said, you can't touch my feet. Then Bhagat Ravidaas Ji responded with this shabad. Jab hum hote, tab tu nahi. Hanji Paramatma Ji, Hanji Vaheguru Ji. Before, jab hum hote, when I had hum meaning home mein, when I was in my home mein before, tab tu nahi. Fir tusi nahi diste si mainu. You weren't there. Jada main apne hangta vich si, sri te hangta vich, de te hangta vich, ਇਹ ਜੋ ਭੇਦ ਦਸਰੇ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ which Bhagat Ji will go through in the Shabad, ਤਬ ਤੂੰ ਨਾਹੀਂ, then you weren't there for sure. But now, ਅਬ ਤੂੰ ਹੀ, ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀਂ. Now it's only you. I know you're testing me because now it's only you. I only see you. I don't have the hankta anymore. I don't see the differences anymore that I used to see. Now it's only you. The closer we are, and we'll try to go through this every day in the camp, the closer we are to Vaheguru Ji, the closer we are to guns of Sat, Santokh, Khema, Ahimsa, these Devi guns, these angelic virtues, the closer we are. The farther we are from Vaheguru Ji, then we're just going more into darkness. Why? Because there's one place that Vaheguru Ji does not exist. There's one place that Vaheguru Ji does not exist, and that's in your home. Because how Bhagat Ji will describe what home is in this Shabad. Vaheguru Ji exists everywhere besides that one place. So, jab hum hote, tab tu nahi, you weren't there then. When I'm more closer we are to our hankta, ki main hai, I am this, I am a kirtani, I am a kathavachik, I am an engineer, I am a doctor, I'm this and that, I can do this, I can do simran, I can wake up like this hankta can come in any certain form. I know to do Jorsab, I know to read Bani, any wherever the hankta comes in, boom, that's it. Now you've brought the speed, the soil of, you planted the beej of home in there. And we know that home and Paramatma Ji are two separate identities. Home naave nal viruddh hai. They're opposites, they're like magnets, north and south magnets, they just can't go together. Home and Naam being Parmeshwar, Vaheguru Ji. Home naave na viruddh hai, doye nav se ek thai. They cannot stay in one place. Either it's you or it's him. Either it's you or it's Paramatma. Hanji.
अनिल अगम जैसे लहर में ओ दद जल के वल जल माही.
Hanji. Now Bhagat Ji gives a dristant, a Rupak Alankar. Rupak Alankar is when you take a message and you paint a picture with it to explain it. So they gave this example, this dristant here. They said Anal. Anal means pavan. Pavan means air. Anal agam. Agam means agamta turat, means countless. Anal agam jaise lehr meh odat. Odat means samundar. So samundar nu odat kande. So anal agam jaise lehr meh odat. When lots of wind, much powerful wind hits the ocean, many waves come out of it. Right? Anal agam jaise lehr meh, lehr means waves. Anal agam jaise lehr meh odat. In the samundar, when the waves hit the ocean, many waves come out. Sorry, when the air hits the ocean, many waves come out. Jal keval, jal mahi. Mahi means within. But within that water is still water. So even though we see different forms of waves come out, small, some big, there's still water. Now, apply the concept of the first line again. Right? What does the ocean have with the wind here? The wind is Maya. The wind is Maya. The ocean is Paramatma. When the wind meets Paramatma, when Maya meets with Paramatma, when the Pati meets with the Patani, what's born is waves. When the wind hits Paramatma, Maya hits Vaiguruji, waves are formed. The waves look different. We look small, we look big, we have Sikhs, we have Muslims, we have Hindus, we have Christians, they all look different waves. But that is all because the Utpati of Maya. But the end of the day is still water. Jaise laar mein hai odad. Jaise, another agam jaise laar mein odad. Jad keval jad mahi purena is still water. In that same way, it's still Paramatma. Everywhere we see is still Paramatma. But because of the wind, meaning Maya, everything looks different. Everything seems different, but it is only still that creator. Hanji.
Madhave kya kahiya Brahm aisa.
Hanji, Madhave. When the word comes on Madhave, you can do arth of it by splitting it up. Ma means Maya, Dav means Pati. Madhav means the Pati of Maya, the husband of Maya. Madhave means the husband of Maya. Parameshwar Vaiguruji. Madhave kya kahiye Brahm aisa. It's a Brahm lagya hai. This Brahm means this plekha, this vam, this doubt that's put up, that I see different waves, that doubt. That I see different people, that I see different things. It's a doubt. It's a plekha. It doesn't really exist. They'll define it a little bit more what plekha is later on. What is Brahm is will define it a little bit more later. But for now, because this is the Rahawadi Pankti, so the whole Shabad is being based off of this Rahav. Madhave kya kahiye. So they're looking at Paramatma. Say ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਇਆ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ this srishti, this param that you made, this plekha that you have put on top of the sansar, right? Kya kahiye Brahm aisa. How can I define it? How can I describe it? Hanji.
जैसा मानिया होए न तैसा रहाओ.
जैसा ਆਪਾਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜੈਸਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ the way we see it is not actually that way. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? And in the next few examples, you see what Bhagat Ji means here. ਹੁਣ ਰਹਾਓ ਵਿਸ਼ਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਥਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ.
ਨਰਪਤ ਏਕ ਸਿੰਘਾਸਨ ਸੋਇਆ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਪਿਆ ਭਿਖਾਰੀ.
ਇੱਕ ਨਰਪਤ. Nar means manuk, humans. Pat means their pati. Narpat means raja. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਮਨੁੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਤੀ, ਮਨੁੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਮੀ, ਮਨੁੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਲਿਕ is a raja. Yeah. Narpat here, this example is now triggering to a sakhi of Raja Janakji. So Raja Janakji is mentioned by Gudashi's Vara, and the examples of Raja Janakji are alluded to in Gurbani as well. Narpat ek Singhasan soya. Singhasan means his Raj Singhasan. Raj Singhasan means this throne that Guru Sahib said. This is Raj Singhasan. Jithe chavar hega, jithe chor hega, jithe takat hega. These are signs of a Raj Singhasan. So these are royal insignias, which define that the person who is within this confinement, they are a royal person. So these are Eastern kind of descriptive, Eastern kind of qualities that describe what is a royal person. So when the Mughals or the Pathans, when they took over India, they also took up the same confinements. But if you go to Afghanistan, the kings there, they won't do stuff like this. So if you watch the Mughal movies of like Akbar or those movies that are made about Mughal invading India, you'll see that they're sitting underneath the chor. They have someone doing a chor sahib on them. They're sitting with a lot of rumalle sahibs around them. So that tradition comes from India. So the Rajas of India, the kings of India, always had these type of chins, these characteristics around them to signify that the person who's sitting within this is of royal standard. Yesterday we were talking about the chor sahib. How much can the chor sahib cover? Well, there's a beautiful thing that Guru Sikh once told me, is that Guru Sahib, they're so beyond, they give us Badshahi. And in that, how they do is that they give the Khalsa Panth part of the chor as well. Guru Sahib the Chattar hega, but Maharaj has put it upon the Pathi Singhs or the Granthi Singhs or the Sevdaars as say here as well. The chor sahib goes upon Maharaj, but if you look carefully, sometimes the chor sahib goes upon the Sikh as well. Because Maharaj gives their vidyai to their sevaks. Appa us joge nahi hege. We're not prapati, we're not adhikari to that. But Guru Sahib in their love gives us that much honor, that much satkar. Yeah. So Narapat ek Sanghasan soya Sanghasan. There was a Raja who was named Raja Janak. He fell asleep on his Sanghasan. He fell asleep on his Raj throne. Right? What happened? Supne peya pekhari. Within his dream, he became a beggar. Right? How that goes is that he went hunting in his dream. When he went hunting, he was alone. A deer came, bit his leg. He came out of the jungle, crying for help. He was in a weird bend. He was in a weird, different village. He's never been before. He's looking for help, and he's like, "Do you have anyone here, like a vad or hakim, a doctor that can do manampati? Manampati means like bandage onto my legs." And the people of the village say, "Yeah, we have this one guy." So they sent him to him. So that doctor, the doctor looks at his jakham, looks at the injury, and he's like, "Yeah, I can fix this up for you, but I have a soul. I take money first, and then do the do the bandaging later, right?" And the Raja is like, "Yeah, of course. Tell me how much you want." He's like, "I just need 1 paisa. 1 paisa means 1 cent. That's all I need from you." And the Raja is like, I came hunting. I didn't really bring anything with me, but I'm a king, so I'll just pay you as much as you want later." And he's like, look, bade tere bangante. They call themselves kings. I've seen much like you. Give me your paisa first, and then we'll talk about your injury. And Raja Janak is like, he's like, "Fir tu peek mangala ek paisa ta sare kisan de hi jana." So Raja Janak ji, in his dream, he becomes a beggar. He becomes a beggar and he starts asking for money from people of that village. Finally, someone gives him 1 cent. He's like, here you go. When he grabs that 1 cent falls in his hand, he wakes up. And he wakes up and he was so shocked. He was sitting as Raj Singhasan. He's like, everything's here. Every single thing is here. But that fear was so real. That fear of me being a beggar was so real. So he's like, what's true? What's real then? Was that dream real, or is this Singhasan real? So Raja Janak ji has a guru. He went to his guru and he said, "What is true? Was that dream true, or was this true?" And his guru said that na o sach, na a sach. Neither is that true, and neither is this true. What is giving that pain? Guru Sahib will describe in the next pankti. Hanji.
Archrat Raj Bichrat Dukh Paya Sogat Pai Hamari.
Achat Raj. Achat hunda jo cheez hai. Jo cheez hegi hai. What's in verb, it's a verb. What's presently concurring. Achat Raj. Oh, Raj hega. Right now, he had that Raj. Achat Raj Bishrat Dukh Paya. But he's forgotten about it. That's what gave him the pain. Makes sense? He's forgotten in the dream. He forgot that he was on the Raj Singhasan. That's what gave him the pain. We have forgot our origin. That's what gives us pain. Asal vich, apa dukhi nahi, man jeh dukh hai nahi, dukh and sukh only comes to the mind and to the buddhi. It can't go into the atma. Atma can't have any dukh. Right? We are actually kings. Our atma is the king of the creation. Everything there is just the Atman. So that means it's the king, it's the master. We are kings, but we've forgotten that. We don't have the gyan that we are kings. We're disconnected from that understanding. Because of that bichrat, dukh paya, we get fall into the trap of dukh. Make sense? Raja Janak Ji forgot he was a king. Because he forgot in his dream, he got dukh. We've forgotten that we are the Atma, we are Paramatma Ji's ants. Because we forgot, we get into dukh as well. We get pukh as well. We go into sukh as well. We go into need and all these things that we think that we are feeling, but essentially we are not really feeling these things. Okay? So gat pei hamari, that's gati, gat si syari tilgi bihari gati. So gati pei hamari, so oh sada halat ban gaya hai. That's the prasiddhi event, that's the situation where it has happened to us now. That's happened to Raja Janak Ji in his dream. We're living and breathing that situation on a daily basis. Hanji.
राज पोयंग प्रसंग जैसे है अब कछ मरम जनाया.
Hanji. Raj. In Punjabi, Raj means rassi. In Punjabi, ਆਪਾਂ Raj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. Raj. Hindi ਵਿੱਚ Raju ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. Where Bhagat Ji is from Banaras, there they say Raj. Raj is matlab rassi, a rope. Puyang. Po means tarti, earth, prithvi. Ang means that what slithers within that tarti. So Poyang means what that thing that slithers within the tarti, which is a snake. Raj Pojang jas prasang jaise hai. Prasang means a jaldi aari koi kahavat, a misal, a teaching that's been coming for many times, a combination of different stories, maybe a different that incorporate a message, prasang. So the story of the snake and the rope. Raj Pujang jas prasang jaise hai.
राज पोयंग प्रसंग जैसे है.
The story of the snake and the rope. That analogy has been coming from many, many generations, from many, many years, from different Bhagats, from different Mahaprabhus. That story. What is that story? It goes something like this. When it is dawn, right? Dawn which ki hunda 5-6 a.m. There's not enough sunlight, and it's not fully darkness either. If you were to walk outside into the jungles and you see a rope there, in that time period you don't have the gyan, you don't have the roshni to see what it fully is, and it's not fully dark, so you do make out a figure, because when you see that figure there, you might think it's a snake. When you see that's a snake, then fear is produced, right? From that doubt, from that plekha comes a fear. That fear is based off agyanta. Is based off not knowing what that truly is. But in that moment, when you do see you think it's a snake, like hi sup, it's a snake. Yeah? When that fear of a snake comes, the person gets stuck. But in reality, that snake only exists because of the rope. That's the illusion of the snake only exists of the rope, because of the rope. If the rope was not there, the snake cannot exist. If the rope was not there, the snake cannot exist. The illusion of the snake is produced on the adar, on the support of the rope. Before the illusion happened to that person, the snake didn't exist. When the illusion happened to the person, the snake really didn't exist, still a rope. It was a rope, is a rope now. When the person gets enough light, a torch, a diva, or the sun comes out, he will realize it's a rope. Even then it will still be a rope. The snake never existed. The snake didn't exist in initial plan A or step A, it didn't exist in plan B, and it didn't exist in plan C either. It was never there. Right? But the illusion of the snake has caused the fear. In that same way, the rope is Paramatma. The snake is this world. The snake is the sansar. The snake is the dukh, the klesh that we go through on a daily basis. The sansar does not exist. The rope exists, the Paramatma exists, the ocean exists, the waves do not exist. Or sorry, there's a different example. The snake does not exist. Because of the different illusions. The snake never existed. So the world never existed, right? It's just a palekha that's put on the adar. But Paramatma exists because just the rope is the adar of the illusion of the snake. Paramatma is the adar of the illusion of the srishti, of the creation of the world. Make sense? Hanji. Bhagat Ji, remember they're talking to Paramatma. They're like, "Hun mainu samajh lagi hai. Hun mainu kuch samajh lagi hui hai. So please don't say that. Don't test me anymore. You know what? There's no reason to, because I know now. I know a little bit now that this sansar, this me being a smaller caste, you being a higher caste, all this stuff is just a plekha. It doesn't really exist. Only exists is you. Yeah. Not me, just you. Hanji.
अनेक कटक जैसे फूल परे अब कहते कहन न आया.
एक प्रतिबिंब होता. Pratibimb is the reflection in a shisha. Right? So if you were to have a darpan in front of you, a shisha in front of you, a mirror in front of you, that reflection is the pratibimb. Right? Is the reflection of what you're. The sansar is a reflection of Paramatma. Is a pratibimb of Paramatma. When something moves in the mirror, the actual object does not move. So if I were to move the mirror, the actual person is not moving. It's just the image in the mirror that's moving. Right? So the person, he's here, he cannot be affected by that shake. But we believe we are in that pratibimb. We believe we are that person we see in the mirror. Because when the mirror shakes, then we shake too. We feel the dukh as well, we feel the sukh as well. But the actual Atma never felt anything. Yeah? So that was another concept about the previous pankti. Now, Guru Sahib is talking about katak. Katak means gyane. Katak means kadi. Katak means different type of jewelry that are made out of gold. Right? Anek means countless. Anek katak jaise pool pari. If you have a bunch of items in front of you, they're all made out of gold. Right? Maybe it's different forms of jewelry, earrings, necklaces, bracelets. They all look different. So Bhagat Ji is saying, yeah, before I would have said they're all different, but now I realize they all are made as the same thing. They're all made out of gold. So now, anek katak jaise pool pare aage padiyo.
अब कहते कहन न आया.
Hun nahi main wo gal kahunga. Ab कहते कहन. If I were to say that that's a kada and that's a necklace and that's something else, I can't say it anymore because I've understood now. I've understood. When we started with saying that the whole reason we're seeing that snake, the whole reason we're getting that palekha is because of agyanta. The roshini, the light is not enough yet. When the experience of that is just a rope, then you can't get scared anymore. When the light comes on, you're never scared. It's obvious. It's a snake. It's a rope. It's not a snake anymore, right? When it's obvious, then you can't say anymore it's a rope. You know? But for someone else that's not in that prasiddhi, in the situation that you're in, they'll still see a snake. For them, it's very real. The fear is very real. Or darde bachare, they'll run into the room like, bro, it's just a rope. What are you running away from? You know. So, Bhagat Ji is saying, Hanji, mere naal pinno, I was in the same spot, but now I can't say that same thing anymore. I see that Paramatma is only you. These different bodies, these different things of jewelry, but the gold is you. You are the same formula that's in tune with every single person, every single thing I see. Hanji.
सर्वे एक अनेक स्वामी सब कट भोग वै सोई.
Sarbe सारियां vich, in all. Sarbe ek aneka swami. And within all is that one Swami, the master, that Malik, who is presenting himself in Nika in countless different ways, in different bodies, in different objects, and different siddhis, but he is the same Paramatma. And o sareyan khattaं vich, khatta means heart, and he's sitting within every heart, and he's enjoying or he's pogging every single thing we're doing. So whatever we're seeing, he's doing that. He's seeing you. Whatever we're hearing, he's hearing that. whatever we're speaking, he's speaking that. So ਉਹੀ ਆਪ ਕਰਦਾ ਵਾ. It's just him in every single form, in every single action, in every single activity. ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਕਹਿ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਹਾਥ ਪੈ ਨੀਰਾ ਸਹਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੋ ਹੋਈ.
ਭਗਤ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਬੜਾ ਦੂਰ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਤੋਂ. ਹੱਥ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੂਰ ਹੈ. If you're comparing Paramatma and your hand, the hand is still very far away. Paramatma is near. Paramatma is more near than your hand. Paramatma is near hoon te nere. Paramatma is closer than close. Paramatma is closer than us. How? Ek ho gaya sareer, right? This is our sareer. Behind our sareer are our indri, our karam indri and our gyan indri. Behind those is our man. Behind the man is our buddhi. Behind the buddhi is man, the home, the man, right? So how is Vaheguru closer than man? Me. He's closer because behind man is the Atma. Atma is Paramatma. Behind man is the Atma. So Vaheguru is closer than me because where I am, he's still behind. I, the home, is after him. You understand? The whole game up to the hand, Bhagat is talking about the hand, bring it all the way back to you, Paramatma is still near hunte near. He's closer than you. ਇੱਥੇ ਕਥਾ ਦੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਜੀ. ਅਖੀਲੀ ਦੋ ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ ਆਪ ਪਾਠੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਸਰਵੇ ਏਕ ਅਨੇਕ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸਭ ਕਟ ਭੋਗ ਵੈ ਸੋਈ. ਕਹਿ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ
ਹਾਥ ਪੈ ਨੀਰਾ ਸਹਿਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੋ ਹੋਈ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.